Yeah. Rob G. Solo Show Part 3, Quarantine Files 3. What it do? That COVID officially, you know what I'm saying, kicking in. You know what I'm saying? That shit kicking in. Sense of smell and taste. Gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating. It's like it's like I'm chewing and digesting the food. There's no enjoyment or nothing. I'm just eating so I can stay alive type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's to that point. You know what I mean? I'm getting better, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't tripping.
Get your sick ass out of here.
I ain't tripping on it. You know what I'm saying? I end up catching a little bit of that presidential debate.
Have a right to rely on a
You know what I'm
president
saying?
who understands the significance
that she
of
believed
America's
3 years
role
ago
and
and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat.
No, I don't really follow politics like that. Never have. Maybe in the future I will, just out of curiosity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about really following it. But as of right now, it's just not something that piques my interest because, you know, I be thinking it's a puppet show most of the time. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm watching it, and even if it's something I'm not, and this is just in general, even if I'm watching something that I'm not necessarily into or following, I still can pick up on what's going on, what's being said, body language, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. You know what I mean? Main thing I'm looking at is that ear, fuck. I ain't gonna lie, that ear was intact. I'm like, I thought this nigga ear was sniped off damn near. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or I know it was grazed, but I'm like, dog, your ear look solid. It look whole. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's a story for another day. One thing, you know, I definitely heard, keywords that I heard that just made my ears perk up, you know what I'm saying, that both candidates kept referring to was when they were saying like the American people, right? And speaking of us as if it's like, oh, they want this and they deserve this and all that. And I'm just like, man, this ain't no country full of people that's morally conscious like that. You know what I'm saying? Money moved the needle in this country. That's you know, from my experience, I haven't been all over the world. I ain't even been all over the country. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, from my life experience, what I know of, you know, humans, but especially over here in America, oh yeah, money move that needle. You know what I'm saying? Like, money moves the needle. It's not about morals and, you know, right and wrong, and you know what I'm saying? It's just not where we live at. If it was about right and wrong and, you know what I'm saying, like really doing what is right and things like that, you wouldn't even see like a fast food restaurant. You don't get no benefits from eating nuggets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get no benefits out of that shit, other than you might fill yourself up real quick, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not one of your better options for nutrition. And everybody knows this, but it's allowed to exist because they bringing that money in. So they're allowed to stay in business. It is what it is. It don't matter if it's something that's good for people or not. It's still thought of as like, okay, well, it's just food, so it's safe to, you know what I'm saying? But no, like, what's right and wrong is not a real factor when it come down to it. Like, it's a lot of companies and corporations, you know what I'm saying, that's active that don't care about, like, look, right now I'm sick. I know, you know, the job would like to just replace me with a healthy motherfucker. I ain't been at work. That's just business. I don't knock it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it go. Places ain't concerned with right or wrong or what's the morally correct thing to do. And, oh, okay, you sick, we feel for you, look, get better. No, it's business. It's business. They would love to be like, shit, let's sweep him up, get another motherfucker up in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with something like affirmative action, right? Like having to hire minorities, or not holding them being a minority or a person of a certain race or gender to work there because of that. Yeah, that law is in place. Companies can't just do that or hold that against you, but it ain't no laws about once you get in that motherfucker how they can make it a certain type of way for your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the worst of times. I ain't even here to say it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not the worst of times because, you know, it's all type of things that have went on in this country and shit like that. And I honestly think it's going to always be dilemma as long as you got different races and as long as it's a country where, you know, we got freedom of will. We got freedom of will, so you're going to have different people, different organizations, different companies that got their own agendas. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be some clash because everybody not on the same accord. Like, put it like this. I'm black, so I'm just thinking of the history of black people in this country. It's like, when have we even had a 10-year span of peace?
Shut up, Black. You ain't got nothing to say. I want to hear.
It's against the law for niggas to ride horses in this territory.
They killed Malcolm! They shot Malcolm! They shot Malcolm! They shot Malcolm!
Can we all get
Will the
along?
jury find George Zimmerman not guilty?
Please, I can't breathe! Please, man! Please, somebody help me!
Never. You know what I'm saying? I can't just speak for the past when I wasn't here, but I haven't been informed of a time where we had like 10 years of like, oh shit was all good in this motherfucker. Like, nah, it's always something. You know what I'm saying? And arguably it's been like that for just the human race in general, but I think for other races, more particularly, you know, for the white folk, they have had times of being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, this the thing, though. Maybe mentally or emotionally they weren't comfortable. Maybe it did take a toll on them that they was evil than the motherfucker at some point, doing certain shit. I don't know. I can't speak to that. So they might even feel the same way, like that they ain't had 10 years of peace. But when I just look at our shit, we ain't got no 10-year span of we straight. You know what I'm saying? It's always some shit. So it's like, just looking at it in that sense, I don't look at these presidential elections as like with the same urgency everybody else do. It's like, I remember when it was McCain and Obama, they was acting like the world was going to end if that shit didn't happen. No, we got to get this motherfucker. Like, here we is almost 20 years later. You know what I'm saying? About 16 years later. And it's still motherfuckers saying that shit. And it's every election. It's like, oh, well, we got with this one. And I'm just like, no, it ain't. I don't think it's one person that, you know what I'm saying, that makes that happen like that, good or bad. They're merely just the quote unquote face of the corporation of America. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it is. If you get Kamala Harris in there, or if you get Donald Trump ass in there, the same shit, like I say, it's going to still be fast food restaurants fucking motherfuckers up. You still going to have motherfuckers that's in these workplaces getting treated unfairly. You still going to have this, like, this divide between men and women. You still going to have that. I ain't heard nobody speak to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're still going to have these issues. Now, you can't think a person finna be able to just fix the world, like, especially just because they the president of this country. So I'm realistic. I don't have them type of expectations, but I'm just saying in the sense of the real issues is deeper than just like taxes and healthcare. Like, you know what I'm saying? Social security and shit like that. And them major things. It's no guarantee those things are going to be like swayed one way or another. It's no guarantees with none of this shit. This shit be like presidential debates and elections, campaigns and all that. It really gives off like boxing promotion. Like when it's about to be a fight, you got this fighter and this fighter. They keep They meet up, they weigh in, they do this and they talk shit. It's like a build up towards the fight. That's all this kind of really feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that. And then once it happens, once whoever wins gets in office, a year later or 2 years later, ain't nobody finna be thinking about that shit. We still gonna be faced with the same shit. I ain't finna feel safer no matter who in that bitch. I feel like you still on your own in this motherfucker. And it is what it is. That's how this country is kind of like formatted. You can come here, put some work in, build something up. Like you got free will over here. So, you know, it come with good and bad type shit. But I don't really got that urgency of like, oh, this if motherfucker don't vote and then this happen, this motherfucker get in there, then it's like, no, that shit, man, look, it's so many issues in this world. I don't think a president candidate is about to make or break the future. They can contribute to, you know what I'm saying, some shit that's gonna happen, but it's like, that's either way. It's shit that's done happened on all these presidents' watches. When has that even had a clean slate, like, to where we like, oh, well, when this person was president, nothing happened. Like, no, it's always some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say they just like the face. They Ronald McDonald. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. So, you know, just a little quick thought, but hey, man, Solo Show Part 3, Quarantine Files Part 3. Y'all be smooth.